Hi guys, my name is Alex Ahuric, and I'm part of the Management 311 class. And what I wanted to talk about today is just kind of a reflection on my semester, kind of how I progress as an individual and kind of develop some of my characteristic traits throughout the semester. And I kind of wanted to make a video instead of writing a paper because I feel like anybody can write a paper, and I kind of wanted to be different. And I have a tough time maybe expressing my ideas in words and stuff and kind of projecting that instead of just writing it in my head from a paper. So that's why I decided to go ahead and make this video presentation today. But without any hesitation, let's get down to it and start discussing my semester. So this was the Management 311 was the first management class that I had ever taken. So I really had no idea what to expect coming into the class. I didn't even know what you could really talk about in a management class, I guess. And then kind of on those first days when we were going through the syllabus and talking and stuff, I really thought, from the beginning that I would really enjoy the structure of this. It's not filling in circles on an answer sheet of how you learn management. You learn management by interacting with people and building your skills of, leadership, communication, and working with teams firsthand. So I guess I just really wanted to say that I really liked how the class was structured and stuff, and I've learned more in this class than I've learned in any of my other classes. Just more than just academics and philosophy and theories and stuff like that. But I just learned how to interact with people and what it takes to be successful in teams, and what it means to be a leader, what it means to communicate well with people, work with people. Those are the things that I think are really going to carry me, and what I really helped build in my Management 311 class, and what I'll continue to build down the road. And the group experience was phenomenal. From we just gave a presentation on or whatever, but it was just really cool to see the development of both myself in that group process working together, and then just kind of our team as a whole, just how we click so well together. It just baffles me that you can assemble this random group of people, but if you have that common interest with each other, and you can build upon that passion that you share with something, you can really do great things. So that's a kind of another thing I'll take away, is that you really can do anything if you surround yourself with the right people, you have the right attitude about things, and you're willing to work hard. And that's kind of what this class taught me. So all right, so maybe the first thing that I really wanted to hit on was just that in the Management 311 class is kind of the biggest thing that I got out of it was just maybe finding myself. Um, I always kind of knew like how I acted and stuff in different situations, and how I was, more extroverted and social and kind of communicated with people. But just throughout the course of the semester, I really learned how to find myself and utilize my strengths and build upon what I'm good at. And I think this was kind of the result, one of the biggest results of some of the different tests we took, the Myers-Briggs test being one, and then the Strengths Finder test, is that those two tests, they kind of helped me give a documented reference to how I am as an individual, how I interact in certain situations, and how I can kind of think about things and process things. And I always kind of knew that, but this was kind of a wake-up call for me to see. And it was really cool to see that. I'll go through my strengths here in a little bit, but kind of through that process, I not only learned a lot about myself, but also a lot about other people, and how my certain style, me being an ENFP, kind of interacts with maybe an INTJ or something like that, and how do I want to say it? That how I can go about building a strong relationship with them, and using my strengths with theirs, and really forming that bond and that commitment with each other by understanding really who they are, and kind of getting to that next level of not just being, that small talk, but really getting to know them and progressing together as a team. So that was really cool, just to kind of find myself, I guess, and really define who I am, and what I can utilize to be successful in my career. All right, so as you can see right here, here is a snapshot of a really cool chart I found about my Myers-Briggs personality trait. I am an ENFP, which stands for extrovert, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. I kind of like to tell this story too because it was kind of cool that a class concept could extend way beyond. So we took this test obviously in class, and I was just mesmerized by the results about how this really could completely define my life. So I went back, and I have three roommates, and I was telling them about it and stuff, and they all took their tests and stuff, and it was so interesting because I knew we were all really different people, um, but I didn't really know how different until they all took this test or whatever. And it's cool that kind of to kind of compare that about how we are as roommates because we're a team in ourselves, as roommates. And actually, in our dorm right now, I wish I could go out and show you guys, but we have all four of this chart. We have it all framed on the wall of each of our personality types. It's kind of an art decoration in our room of kind of how we collaborate together, and really, it's a defining piece in our room, and it's just kind of really neat to see and kind of crazy because we're nerds or whatever. But anyway, so I'll kind of run through this quick. Extroverted was my highest scoring category. I'm extremely extroverted, and I really feed off of that energy of being surrounded by other people and working together with them. Feeling is my cooperation with others, and I really want to get the maximum out of everybody. And I feel like I have a responsibility that everybody should kind of do their task and be responsible for the people around them. Intuition is my cognitive style about how I think kind of maybe abstractly. I don't think, A, B, C, D. I'll maybe jump all over the place, and it's kind of a spectrum of things. And this is almost kind of it can be a weakness for me in some points because uh, people don't understand really how I think sometimes, and I need to express that in a way that they can understand because everybody is not like me, and I have to adapt to kind of how they are too, and I need to explain myself about the ways I think. Um, and perceiving is kind of how I view the world and different think about things, and kind of how I'm very spontaneous, and I'm creative, and that's kind of why I made this video. Is I don't like to be like everybody else. I like to do things in a different way, and like to collaborate and work in a way that people wouldn't normally think, which can also be both a really great thing in terms of my creativity, but also a negative in trying to channel that and to be productive. And it's cool because all three of my roommates are all introverts, and somehow I'm completely extroverted, and yet we find a way to get along great. I mean, I'm rooming together next year, and these guys have become my best friends, and I had no idea who they were. So yeah, they actually, two of my roommates are the exact opposite of my personality style. I guess that the saying "opposites attract" really applies here. So anyway, I'll kind of scroll through this a little bit so I can show you guys. This is a really cool chart that I found, and it's really a defining factor of my life, I guess, and how I am and how I interact. Yeah, scrolling through here, different famous ENFPs. I was always told that, gosh, you should be a public speaker. Well, Bill Clinton, there you go. So it was kind of cool that everything just lines up with this test, which is really really neat. Some of my cool superpowers, I guess you could say, are imagination, enthusiasm, flexibility, and empathy. Really having that passion and drive for things, and blowing things way out of proportion maybe at sometimes. Gosh, I just keep looking at this, and it just makes me smile. Um, what I feed off of is engaging with other people's ideas and trying to accept the process and appreciating creativity and originality, and not finching with people and arguing with people and trying to use that constructive criticism to go about things or whatever. But anyway, so there's kind of a snapshot of kind of who I am, I guess, and management 311 kind of helped open the door. And I really never thought about this kind of thing of how I was and stuff and how I acted until we kind of took these tests and we talked about at a Nordhaus and different books like that about just how important it is to understand yourself, and the importance of understanding yourself helps you understand other people and can make you more successful down the road. All right, so lastly, what I wanted to touch on is just, this is kind of to you, Dr. Jones, is that I just want to let you know that I got so much out of your class, and you do great work as a professor. I just want to say that you probably, without question, are one of the most influential professors I've ever had. Just the way you talk about things in class, you speak with so much passion. You speak from the heart. You speak about things that are actually going to apply to us in our lives. And just, you tell us, you know, the truth. You tell us how things are in the real world and how we're going to go about things. And for that, I'll be forever grateful. I'm going to take things out of your class that are going to apply to my entire life. Um, and it still hasn't really sunk in with me yet that you're retiring, because what that means to me is that people after you aren't going to get the level of teaching, you know, that you can give to them. That, like, they're going to miss out not having a teacher like you. And I know I can sit here and act like I'm sucking up because I want a good grade on this video, but that's I don't care, you know. This, what I care about is learning, and really, what are we in college for? We're here to build our skills, and not just book work. We're here to build our skills in our lives and how we become successful, and how we can develop as people to be strong citizens in the community and stuff like that. So I guess I just wanted to really express how grateful I am to you for your teaching, and I'll probably write you a letter or something about using you as a reference or something, because hopefully I tried my hardest, you know, because I knew that you were putting in the effort, so I knew that I wanted to almost try and match you there, and I feel like that I worked really hard, um, to, to just think about different things about what you told us to think about, and even it's the little things like the discussion board, just having an open mind about things, and really, you really helped develop me as a person, and I guess I just want to say thank you. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the video. I know it was a little long, but I just get really excited talking about the things I learned about throughout this semester. So have a great day, guys.